Hello there and welcome back to the channel, and today we are trying out something new on a brand new city builder launching on early access right now, coming out today, and that is Synergy. Now this is a wonderful little city builder with an amazing art style that just drew me in very much up my street. I can't wait to share it with you, and today we're going to run through the tutorial and just sort of get a little bit of a feel for the game. And then if you guys like it, let me know in the comments below and we'll do a little bit of a series on it. So yeah, let's jump on in. For 2 generations, our community lived in an oasis protected from the hazards of the outside world. But like everywhere else, we have been driven from our homes. All is not lost. After crossing a sea of sand, we have reached the shores of some new lakes. No matter how toxic their water is, it will be pure bliss if we can treat it. Brilliant. So we're starting off with a good chunk of story. I'm going to preface today with I am still really suffering with this hay fever. You may hear it in my voice. If it gets a little bit crackly, I do apologize. I will try and drink as much water as I can as we go through. Speaking of water, that's where we're going to start. So we're going to start off by building up some clean water. And to get it, we need to build a pontoon, which will allow us to collect water from the lake, and then we can purify it using the purification basin. We've got this big lake here, which we can build our pontoon on. Now it can go anywhere on these blue squares, and that allows it to stick out into the water. And our guys will come all the way over here, even if we don't build roads. As you can see them there, they're just running through. But the road will let them get here that little bit quicker, and they always prefer to run along roads. So we're gonna pop a road in for them. Then we're going to build our purification basin here. And I think this is probably a good place to actually build our town. So we're going to start off by putting the storage just behind. And as this is now telling us to do, it wants us to speed up the time so it gets fixed. So let's watch these be built. Now, the closest game that I could probably link this to mechanics-wise is Timberborn. And if you enjoyed Timberborn, you will more than likely love this game. But very much like Timberborn, we do need to assign some of our citizens to it. And up in the top left here, you can see that we have 0 currently in a workplace and 10 available citizens. And we're also not growing, and that's because we don't have any housing, and we'll come to that shortly. So let's add 1 citizen to pontoon. There we go. And the purification basin. And off they go. And then we've got our tower here, which doesn't need a worker, but this can be turned on and off for accepting different types of what we're collecting. We now own infrastructure to treat water, as well as a healthy and sustainable irrigation system. However, seasons come and go, hectic and harsh, and we risk a disaster if we don't collect enough supplies for immediate consumption. To keep our buildings running smoothly, we must store enough clean water to prepare for a drought. And yes, as I say, it does very much follow in the footsteps of Timberborn, where you get dry seasons, which absolutely wipe out all of your citizens. At least they do if you're me and forget to collect enough water. I'm just going to zoom out while they do that, just have a look at this wonderful map. As I say, the art style is what drew me in. I saw it, I saw the designs of the building, I saw the designs of the map, and I was like, yep, I need to play that. And luckily enough, the devs kind of agreed, because they gave me this key, and I am so thankful for it because it has been such a good time. I will more than likely end up playing it regardless of whether we do a series on it, but as I say, let me know in the comments below if you would like to see more. So we're going to build a cellar, and then we're going to build some houses. So I think we'll build houses around these trees. So let's put a cellar maybe here, and then we can have a road that goes up the middle, and it wants us to build 3. So we're going to do 1, 2, and 3, and then we're just going to give that one a little path. Now the little things above, just telling them they've got no food. Oh, it's a new cycle. This is the other main, I guess, gameplay loop, and that is everything needs to be researched, and certainly on the face of it, things like plants and resources around, you have to work out if it's safe to put in your mouth, is probably the easiest way of putting it. And we do that using the field laboratory. Okay, so we're going to assign a field laboratorist, whatever, or a scientist, I guess. And then we're going to start doing some analysis. So let's have a look at these and this tree. We're looking for something to eat, so we'll do the berry bushes. Now we also need to make a picker's cabin. So these are the guys that go out and collect stuff. And again, they don't have a range, but we want it kind of near everything. So we're going to put it over here. Oh, we've had a analyses. Analyses? Yeah. Let's have a look. So the riverbank finger, if we rip it out, we will gain seeds. But if we do rip it out, it will die. So there may be a better way of getting those, which we find out later on. Yes, there we go. We can get watery pods. And that's what we need. We need them to eat. So we're going to go picking. And then now that we know that we can pick them for food, you'll find the little berry icon jumps up above them when we select picking. I'm just going to go around and select little one. Make sure that we don't select the wrong thing. Oh, a ruin. So ruins are cool. You can disassemble them to get technological artifacts. So as you see them, get them. Now, picking doesn't destroy the plant. It just means we can only harvest it when it's ready to be harvested. Okay, so we've now got a forge and we now have a kitchen. Let's assign someone to each. Start of a new cycle, but if we have a quick look down in the left hand side here, we can see we've got a dry season coming in about 2 more years. Now we're going to start building some cultural bits. There we go. And that's now given us this district. So if we zoom out, we've got this big circle, and that's all the area it's going to cover. And then the bonuses that you get from your choice of district, as you can see here, will apply within that area. And what it's going to do is give us either +1 position in cultural buildings, +10 culture in the houses, or +10 social in the houses. Now, it does require certain buildings, and so that's a minimum of 3 houses, and then either a canteen, an art gallery, or the Hall of Wisdom. Now, the only thing is, I don't believe we have... So we've got the cantinas available. I don't think we've got any of the others. We don't. So actually, we're better off going for the social district, like so. And then we just need to build a canteen. And that can fit in quite happily there. Or, can we put it up there? No. No. Oh, I didn't think this one through. We could pop it there? Let's pop it there. Let's put in some sun awnings here and here. And we'll also do a table nearby and a table nearby there. Right, let's get that building. While we're at it, we're going to pop down another house or two. Just so that we don't have a load of dead people. How are we doing? Oh, we've got plenty of bark. Let's use bark. Okay. Cool. Let's pop another house there. Can't put it there. Can put it there. There we go. Let's get 2 more houses in there. That'll just mean that we've got a bit more coverage. We need to assign people to it. To do what? What are they going to do in there? He's working. I don't exactly know what he's working at. I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but generally we can do research, or we can go out and find new blueprints and new things to build and to research. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to start off by researching, and I believe we're going to be building a research center. Now we actually want this to be a bit far away from our culture center, because these are kind of in opposite sides of the philosophy, if you will, of each other. And if we do get another district for our research center, we don't want that to clash with our culture. So we're going to bring it over here. Yep, there should be fine. And then we're just going to bring a path up and along and around. And then if we need more houses, we can also build out this way. And I think we haven't researched the well, but we could put a well there if we need to. I will point out it's a little late when I'm recording this. I do apologise for some hilarity in the speech. Right, so on the free build roam, and I assume also on the main story mode, each of these circles has a lot more to unlock. So there's a lot more than you see here when it comes to the research tree. And research is actually broken into two different types. You've got the purple ones, which is technology, and then you've got green ones, which are culture. And there's two different research paths and also two different ways of researching based on which tree they fall into. Now we're gonna throw 4 people into that because we can afford it. We've got plenty of people. Now what we can do with the Explorers Hut, if we go up to the world map, we've now got these little tasks that lets us send people out to go see what's happening. Now before we go explore that blinking light, let's try a couple of the easier ones. So both of these are 3 days. One is a strange glow and one is a June. Let's do the strange glow. We're going to send 4 people. That'll take 3 days and then they'll arrive. Now what I kind of feel like, so far this has been very Timberborny with extra bits, and I love those extra bits. The complexity of the research and the well-being of each house, love it. The world map and the exploring system is very, very Frostpunky. It's all about sending your people out, and then when they get there, you get an option on what the outcome is based on your decision. So it's not just a case of go there, see what it is, get some extra bits, and it is at its core. But the idea is when they get there, you can jump on in and make those decisions for them. And some of the ones I've seen so far have been really, really interesting. They've got a great bit of story with them. Oh, the expedition is there, so let's go to the world map. The explorers discover a dozen small courtyards made of stone and set close to one another. At the centre of these courtyards there are 2 symmetrical cylinders lying diagonally. When one of the explorers triggers a slab in one of the courtyards, the left cylinder starts hissing steam up towards the sky, while the right cylinder projects some light onto the steam. Water droplets are used as a screen for the projected image, showing a rampart in ruins overlooked by massive towers. And then we've got an option. So if we had the advanced harvest methods, we might be able to use the ability to condense the steam, and that would get us something. We could analyze the images, which would give us some culture, or we could try and draw the water, which will give us a random outcome. This is probably the smart option, but I wanted to see what happens if we roll the dice. Nothing. Brilliant. Oh dear. So we couldn't collect enough water before it evaporates, and it's broken down, and we didn't get anything from it. So that's kind of meant that that expedition was a bit of a loss, but that's always the risk when you roll the dice. Now, while we were doing that, our market square has now finished, and as you can see, because it has a district circle, much like our cultural square does, we don't want them really to interact because they will cannibalize each other. So the market square here is good in that we get similar district options, but this time we can boost our crafting, we can boost our water, and we can boost our research. And we're going to use it to boost the research. However, you'll see here that we don't have enough houses in this area for that to really do anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to start building a couple more houses just in this area, just so that we can max that ability out. Oh, well, that's a shame. I thought we were going to meet a new group of people. Love the artwork for some of this. Some of the artwork's amazing. Just look at, like, he's got this little breathing apparatus, and they're meant to be nomads, but they've got this weird technology. It's brilliant. We come across a greyish 2 feet wide stone quietly cruising through the sand. The travellers can't help but ask out loud where it comes from and where is it going. But the stone doesn't answer. Driven by curiosity, the explorers consider their various options. I mean, we're not going to geological study. I kind of feel like we should follow it. Analysing it's probably the most intelligent, but no, we're following it. The stone seems to continue its course forward, deviating only rarely to avoid rocky cracks in the landscape or blocking bushes. As the desert night freezes every limb and veils all forms of progress, the explorers finally see their efforts rewarded. They see a paved courtyard displaying a receptacle for the travelling stone. The latter sinks into the ground, continuing its way under the slabs away from the onlookers and triggering a mechanical hum. It finally emerges on the sand on the other side of the structure. Whatever in-between process it has gone through remains a mystery. But we're going to get rewarded, so let's do that. The explorers are allowed to restock their water supply at the courtyard's well and to collect fruit from the shrubs growing in the sumptuous gardens. See, that's kind of what I'm getting at. I love those little tales. Like, that stone sounds awesome, and I'd love to know more. And it's little things like that add a nice bit of flavour to what is otherwise a city builder. You get a lot of emergent storytelling with games like this. Things go wrong, and that brings about experiences where you sort of sit back and go, yeah, I had fun solving that problem. And I did. I had a whole city go under because of a dry season. But at the same time, that little bit of lore just makes the world feel a lot more alive, which is often a challenge in games like this. That's our city prosperity score. It wants us to hit 800. We've already done that. Tick it off right away. The community, which seemed doomed not so long ago, is thriving again. Despite all its hazards, the world no longer seen as just a menace. It is viewed as an open door. Still, everyone is aware that at the slightest sign of complacency, our infrastructure could become overwhelmed. Yes, it could. By the unexpected and by our community's growing demands. We must improve our understanding of the natural world to predict it, despite its unpredictability. Fortunately, we are not the only ones facing this challenge. A new group is aiming to recreate bonds between isolated camps and share humanity's knowledge. We need to follow in their footsteps. And there we go, we have completed the tutorial, and I am ashamed to say that I did not do as my previous score, or as well as my previous score. I don't understand. I didn't do it in 0 cycles, so I don't know what that is. That might actually be an error. I might have done worse last time. But yeah, if you enjoyed this today, I enjoy it, and I really, really like this game. But if you enjoyed this episode today, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a mini-series of this game. The art style is absolutely magnificent. The storytelling in it really captures me. I'm going to keep playing, and I would highly encourage any of you that found it interesting and would like to give it a go to click the link in the description below. That will take you through over to the early access, which came out as of this video did today. Support the dev, give them some great feedback. They are really creating something quite unique, and I'm very, very excited to see where it leads. I'm going to keep playing. If you would like to see me keep playing, let me know. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.